All right, here we go. Mr. Dwayne Odell, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Got it.
How's your week going so far?
Going great. Getting ready to go on a nice trip.
Wait,
Going to-
vacation? What's that?
Yeah. Getting away for like 8 days.
Oh, wow. You know what? I can kind of do that, but I still have to take my laptop with me and I still end up having to do a little bit of work. I can't do it like where I could just sit and not do something.
Now, it's a cruise ship, so there's plenty of downtime. So there's
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah.
So, and just heading down to Mexico.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice little cruise, eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, we got all kinds of people coming in this evening. Got Joe coming in, Samir coming. Well, so we got Samir's note taker, but we don't have, there ain't no Samir. What's going on, Mr. Tran? It's the
Hey.
There's Samir. What's going on, sir?
That the same Samir we love and trust.
Yes, it is the world famous, world renowned Samir.
That's good. I'm going to mute really quick.
Do
so
what?
You don't be banging. I'm going to mute.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. No problem. What is happening, Samir?
What's up, Pat? How are you doing?
Oh, doing all right, man.
I'm doing well too.
Very cool. Very cool. How's your week going with prospecting and all that stuff?
Prospecting, I've prospected 2 people only, to be honest, and both seem to be interested, but they're just interested. So it's still a similar story like what you had with your coffee shop next to your neighbor, just around the corner that you mentioned last time.
Yeah.
Similar story. So yeah, it's chugging along.
Cool.
But
yeah,
otherwise,
you'll get those. I mean, I'm running ads for some of my services, and I'm getting appointments. Actually, I was just chatting with Joe today. He was showing me like how to like his set of UTM tracking codes. So I updated, but getting some appointments, and like people show up, and actually I'm getting more shows than no shows. I've only had a few no shows, but some of these local businesses, they come in. I'm about to find out like something else to qualify these guys. Like, are you currently, advertising or something? Like, put them to a survey maybe, because some of these guys, you tell them what the service costs and they're like, oh God, that's just way too much. It's like, you know what? Like, for what you're doing, like you're a painter or you're building decks or you're doing roofs on houses, and you're talking, like stuff that's in the thousands and thousands of dollars per customer, and you think a few $100s a month is just far too much to invest in your advertising. It's like, you're not, that's where you just got to cut the meeting off and like, you know what, I don't think we're going to work together. So, go for those people that are gonna jump on it, man. Get them excited.
just finding those kind of audience is a tricky one, I guess.
Well, I think with the economy and everything, like everything just like, it's just we're in a weird spot. Like the economy, we've never had an economy quite like this. Exactly. It's very weird. The market's up and down, away, acting very weird. And business owners are just like, like they're hiring, but they get people that don't want to work. And, it's just like things are way more expensive than ever. So everyone's watching every single dime. And so I think you have a lot of people that are just some are just kind of frozen, it's like the fight or flight sort of thing. Like they get caught and like they look like deer in the headlights and they don't know what to do. And they don't want to spend too much. What happens if I spend money and I don't get leads and that sort of thing? So it's just, you just gotta hit them hard and close the sale, because you're helping them, and what you're selling is going to work. So,
So I'm going through
Yeah.
John Logger's class right now.
Yeah.
And his main thing is don't undersell it. He's like, my minimum sale is $3,000 a month for the same
Have you-
service you guys are selling for
Have you
200
enrolled for
bucks.
his service? Have you enrolled for his coaching one, the one white labels here?
Yeah, so I just talked to him today. So actually, he had a seminar out here in LA.
Okay.
So I actually went to it like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he's all, he just says, stop handling these small businesses. They have no money.
Oh,
He says,
Okay.
start attracting, $1 million plus businesses. Trying to get, these little ones and have them grow. The same thing, you're gonna be fighting them all day long, that trying to get more and more out of them. Where these big businesses, they know they need to invest to keep going. They'll
Mhm.
put the money out. But he's saying we're all underselling what we have.
So what was his suggestion, like what service to offer, like around GoHighLevel and around everything around that?
Well, you can still go after one item off a high level or all of it, but he's just saying the customers we try to attract, forget about these small guys. If they don't have 20 employees, don't even work with them because they don't have the funds to pay. You offer them 300 a month and they're like, I can barely afford that. It's like 300, that's nothing.
Mhm.
They go to dinner and spend 300.
Well,
with
you're
the
right.
family.
The same guys griping about 300 a month. Yeah, like you said, are sitting there on a $1,000 iPhone and they go home and they watch, 150 channels that cost them $200 a month for cable.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I had a funny situation with one of the real estate guy who is using my SaaS. He was like, he's been paying for 3 other softwares, $400, $500, and he doesn't even know the login. And just because I'm more, I want to be in Connect, and I call him and I was like, how is stuff going? He's like, I'm not even using it. Can we just cancel it? I was like, yeah, by all right, but can I just know the reason? He's like, well, the system is running and he's been using it. He's like, I don't even know how to use it and all. I was like, really? There are other 3 softwares you've been paying $500 and you don't even know the logins for that. So, and he's a real estate agent.
If you can get the SaaS where some of it is automated and those calls come in, like when a call comes in, make sure you use missed call text back and then notify. Like you want to always be poking that person, like you just got a lead come in, get them right, call them right now before it gets cold. Everything that happens in the system, send a notification. Make sure they have the app installed, that sort of thing. And like I know there's a lot of white label stuff out there for, like white label videos on how to use things. Like those guys are not like those realtors. They're not going to go in there and learn it. So
No.
if you just send them like those touch messages, hey, it's time to, or, even put them in your own workflow. Like it's time to send out a monthly newsletter. Do you need help? And then have them schedule an appointment, that sort of thing. Cause those like, and it's, you're going to get that with almost every customer. I've got a couple of guys that are excited when I do a database reactivation and then like, wow, can we do this all the time? Like, well, you don't use the system, so you don't tag people when they come in or when you do the job. And I don't know when you do the job because you don't use your calendar because you want to use iCal and not Google Calendar. And you want to do this and you don't want to do that. And so I don't know what's going on with your customers. So if you're not tagging these people, then I can't help you. And I'm glad to jump on a Zoom and show you how to do it. But if you don't use the system, I don't, then the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send out your database reactivation like every couple of months, but I want it to go every month. Not going to happen. This is what's going to happen. People don't need their carpets cleaned every single month, maybe every 3 months. And that's when we send the stuff out every 3 months with like the people that we haven't chatted with in a long time. So
Well, it comes down to usability. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, it comes down to usability, right? I mean, what do they need? Start with a minimal viability product. I have clients that I use Highlevel for me. I don't use, I mean, right now everybody's saying Highlevel, SaaS, but I use Highlevel for me. It's just like what Pat said, is like, hey, I need to build an ad. I'm doing my own ads. I'm doing that. I'm not saying don't do SaaS, but if you're going to do SaaS, you got to make sure there's adoption. You got to make sure they're using it. Because if they don't use it and they don't see it value, if they don't see it as a valuable thing that they can't live without, like Highlevel, I can't live without. I mean, I can't, I mean, there's, and when they get to a point where they can't live without, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $10,000. If they can't live without it, they're going to pay for it. Right. So, I mean, I understand what John is saying, you know, the clients that pay, the smaller clients, that's, I've hated coming into smaller clients because it's like what John said, it's like they don't have money, they don't have employees, they don't know that. But until you work with the smaller guys and understand that and then move up to the bigger guys, you just have to stop, because the problem gets magnified in a bigger organization. It just, because if you can't get one person to use it, are you going to expect everybody to use it? Are you expecting, literally, are you going to expecting, you're going to go into a large organization and everybody in your organization is going to stop what they're doing, whatever they're doing, and start using Highlevel? No, Highlevel is designed for small SMBs. And okay, it's designed for small pop, mom and pop. Problem, the highest you're probably going to get is like $50 million a year. You know, you'd be lucky if you get to $10 million a year. They have to, you can get real estate guys, right? If you put in the map of how many big fish and small fish, there's going to be a target, a whole bunch of small fish. And those small fish is a whole bunch of pain in the ass. And then you got to teach. It's not just, they don't have $300. They don't have the fucking time to deal with a software that's $300, how they're going to use it. So if you're going to have somebody for something, you better have something that works for them, ready to go. Have the ads, have the landing page, have things making them money, show value, like what, you know, what Pat said. I'm doing database reactivation that happens really quickly. I can get a list and do that. You know, I'm if you know me in the Highlevel group, me and Russ Ward, not Russ Ward, but you know,
Rob Bailey.
Yeah, Rob Bailey, we go into about TCPA, you know, because, you know, database reactivation is a great marketing idea. It is great, but there's liability in that. You know, there's problems in that. Most small business, you know, they don't know where the leads came in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how old the age is. They don't know if they're opted in.
Yeah. So Samir, what like this realtor that wanted to cancel, like I can think of like for services for a realtor, first thing I would think of would be like something like missed call, text back, unified inbox, obviously, because those realtors, they're on, you know, some of them are on TikTok, but they're all on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, right? So they have the messenger and everything else going. So you have the unified inbox with all the social media contacts, the GMB that you can do for them as well, and then the social media posting.
Unified inbox. I think that's the next one.
Yeah.
Not just have a unified inbox, but put Highlevel chat GPT on there. And they won't leave.
Oh yeah, dude, the booking bot. Get that, like, see, do you have the easy wins or not?
I have it.
Okay. So I will send you like my updated booking bot.
Yes.
That has the qualification questions.
Do you need 497 plan for that?
No, you just need
Okay.
you just need like it's just the premium. I think it's the chat. Is it a premium option? I think like in your agency settings, you have to enable it. And then the premium options and all that stuff. But then you can do the chat GPT action. And so it's the easy win snapshot has the booking bot, like the original booking bot prompt in there I'll send you the updated one. I've got one that's got just like booking bot, and then one that has a booking bot with qualifying questions. So for like a realtor, when we run ads for an agent that's based out of Dallas, and he's like the last person I'm running ads for, and I literally haven't touched this guy's ad in like 3 years. Like actually, that's not true. I updated him this year for prices, but that's the only thing I did, and then they kept running. So like the same ads have been running for 3 years for this one guy, and that's all I do is just pump ads, pump the leads into his CRM, and then notify all his agents and stuff through a Highlevel install. So, but with the lead forms that we ask like, what's your budget? Where's like, what do you want in your dream home? And do you rent or own? And what's your time frame? So you can ask them 4 questions. And the rent or own question is a big is a big one, because if they say I own, well, now you know you have a seller lead on tap, as opposed to just a buyer. And the realtors love sellers because all they got to do is stick the sign in the yard and collect their check. They don't like driving people around. So, but you know, like they'll take the commission anyway. They just got to work for it. But you know, asking them like, what do you want in your dream home? Where are you looking? What's your budget? And do you rent or own? And you probably even get rid of the budget one, but you can basically get those questions answered via the chat bot. And if they answer the questions like, oh, great, then let's book an appointment, and we'll ask them to book an appointment and send them the link. And then it will try to get their phone number and email if they don't have their phone and email. So if they have leads coming in through Facebook or Instagram or whatever, then you can set the booking bot up to answer any of that stuff coming through. And if they have the app, they're going to see those notifications and those messages coming in like constantly on the app. So them being able to say like, well, I'm not using it, like, well, then you're blind, because you know, like you've got people messaging you and coming in and calling and doing all this crazy stuff. So, you know, it's all there. So I would do unified inbox, booking bot, social media posting, missed call, text back. Like that's basic stuff that a realtor is going to need, and they don't have to use anything else. Like, I mean, really, you know what? Build them a link tree page too, that they can do with the you know, send that to people when they're networking. Like, here you go, link tree page, and then bang, it's got like, here's view my listings on realtor.com or Zillow or whatever, and all their socials.
Mia, did you take notes on all of that? Those were amazing tips.
We're recording it, so we'll post the replay.
And I've been asking him to give me the client list since last 6 months to get reviews. He's not even given me that.
Well, that right there, like, and you know what, like, and that's, yeah, I mean, what you could do is same thing here, like with being able to follow up with them, because I am guilty of it as well. Like I will write it down. I got to follow up with Joe. And then like, you know what, I don't need to talk to Joe. So, you know, I'll like not talk to somebody for days, right? But what you could do is you could put it in your pipeline. You know, if you need something, follow up and like create a custom field. This is what I need. I need the customer list. Like would be part of the custom field. So in that workflow, you add them into a workflow. Like if you add them to an opportunity or a stage in the pipeline, it kicks off that workflow. Like stuff I need from you. And it would say like, Samir, I need the customer list. And then like a day later, I didn't get the customer list. And then a day later after that, send them a text message. Damn it, I said send me the customer list. Did you send it? And then when they do, then you can move them out of that thing and it'll stop the workflow. But that way you don't have to worry about it. And it's just going to constantly bother that person until they go, God, okay, here's the customer list. So
Pat,
create stuff like that.
Pat, I think you need to make a new chat bot and market it as the NAG bot. NAG bot.
Yeah.
Somebody be like, that's my wife.
The wife bot.
I don't think it's good enough until it's a SOB bot.
It's the what?
SOB.
Yeah,
Son
SOB bot. Yeah.
That son of a bitch is texting me again.
Yeah, you could have it to where it just creates a message every time, like, hey, guess what? I still need this info. Did you send it? I need this info. Did you send it? You know, that sort of thing.
I like that. I mean, because what you're saying is the onboarding, you need to have an onboarding checklist on what needs to be done, right? So if you have an onboarding checklist, then the NAG bot, I think that people will buy the nag onboarding nag
100%.
bot,
100%.
the SOP. Because what you're saying is, it comes back to what if they're deployed on it, they will use it, right? If they're using it, it's like, hey, they're seeing results and then they won't leave. How's the sandwich, Pat?
I will also quote the famous Dallas Cowboys coach Jimmy Johnson, where he would be walking by his players who were exercising, saying, "Remember, men, the mind follows the body, then the body follows the mind." And we just get used to reaching up and going into an app. So I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said, Joe.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
Yeah,
Okay.
can you tell?
Because I think Cowboys fan only likes Jerry Jones. I mean, I don't think anybody else likes Jerry Jones except Cowboys fan. Is that true? Anybody else?
I think some of the other owners like Jerry Jones because he's made them so much money.
They made them ridiculous money.
Yeah.
Ridiculously amount of money.
Yeah, the Pepsi deals and all that.
What's his name? Michael Jordan, buying the team for 300 million, and that was a lot. It's like 300 million. What the hell? That's crazy. Just sold it for like 5 billion or something like that. Stupid money.
Pat, were you able to get through that particular functionality?
And we can't get people to pay $300.
Yep. For sure.
Obviously, we're all the wrong color here.
Well,
Samir is the closest.
I'm not an athlete. That's for sure. I am not.
Well, you got that unibike thing.
Oh, the unistock? Well, yeah, I mean, that's yeah, but you know what? I'm just like short, fat, and I have good balance, I guess. So, I mean, that's why I couldn't finish playing in the NBA. So.
But I do like the unified bot. I really do. And here's one of the things I really like. And because I was playing with your thing, your not transcript, your prompt.
Yeah.
And the damn thing keep breaking. I don't know why. Where it says book, where it gives a calendar link, it give me a double URL, or it doesn't give me a URL. And then it would Highlevel will prompt two of the same message at the same time.
That's weird. I'm not sure how that happened. It might be. I'm hoping that you maybe just did you double copy or accidentally not pay, because I had one little thing where it was getting stuck in a loop, but what I found out is like some of my brackets were not closing off. Yeah, Jay,
maybe that was it.
Yeah, let me show you what we like, Jay. After you sent me to that Discord channel last week, let me show you what this thing looks like now. There's the new bot right there. That's the new bot code, huh? That's the new prompt right there. Yep.
And so what value you've gotten out of scrunching that prompt?
Well, first off, like it basically is now 1,600 characters. So it's about 1.6K, right? Mm-hmm. A little bit more. But what's nice is that gives me more space to fill with FAQs, qualifying questions, things like that.
Well, wouldn't you use that in the Highlevel? The Highlevel has the space to put an FAQ if you're using Highlevel, but if you're pushing.
No, I'm just using the Highlevel GPT action. I'm not using the Highlevel AI conversation.
Oh.
So the AI conversation, I guess it's okay for now. I don't know what their prompt is. Literally, their prompt is like, turn it on and here's your FAQ. They don't tell you what it does. Maybe that's the problem. I have it turned on. Maybe that's the reason. What the hell, man? Yeah. What are you doing? So if you got both, you can't use both.
Well, yeah. I put.
So anyway,
now you tell me.
Yeah. Well, I thought you would probably know this, Joe. So,
dude, I'm retarded at that. Like you found out new tricks on UTM. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Jay, I went into that Discord and I said, like, here's my issue. Like, here's what I'm pushing it through. Like, I don't have access to the API. I'm not using the chat GPT interface. This is what I want to do. And they just said, good luck.
Okay, so
That's all the
okay,
help I
so
got.
let me ask you this. What magic things do you have to set up in Zapier? I mean, is there like
Well, with this,
Uh,
what you would do is that if you were going to use this in Zapier, instead of using the direct high level tokens, you would have to map all those things from your webhook into the prompt. So if you were going to use Zapier, and then once you execute the chat GPT action in Zapier,
That sounds like a
you got to
big
map the
fucking pain in the
response.
ass.
You would have to map the response back to a custom field and then set that as your chat history and your response and all that other stuff.
Is that what you have done
Nope.
already?
No. I'll show you what this is basically like I thought you
So you
did
telling me
grab, did
do
you grab
something that's a
the
pain in the
chat bot?
ass and you haven't done it?
Did you grab the tutorial off the YouTube channel?
There was not a
The
tutorial.
simple booking bot tutorial?
No.
Oh,
I
well
must
then
have
let me
missed it.
show you. Let me show you what I'm not going to show you what we have in Easy Wins because I've done like Easy Wins booking bot is a little more complex than this, along with the prompt and everything else. But basically, when the customer comes in and I set this up for the sake of the tutorial, I just set this up with them coming in off Facebook Messenger. So let's
Well,
say,
let me ask you a quick question right there. Okay. Can I have multiple trigger, like can it
Sure.
come from right
Yeah.
here, just from the same, I don't need to
you
create
can
multiple
have them
flows.
coming in from every single channel, and the bot will respond based off whatever channel they came in on.
Okay.
So text, web chat, messenger, Instagram, whatever, right? So
Okay.
customer comes in and I have an override tag. So if the owner, the location owner wants to break in, they can add the tag no GPT. And that way it won't start answering so that way you don't have somebody walking over the bot responses. Normally you want to leave, and I know somebody else had, I think it was Haji who had like a customer who was trying to respond while the automations were going, and they were getting mad because the automations kept going. He's like, leave it alone. Just let the system handle the customer.
Wait, I don't understand no GPT tag.
So it's basically like it comes in, a response comes
But
in.
if you already if you have it, doesn't stop everything forever. Or what you want to?
Well, no, I just calm down, Joe. Just calm down. So anyway, so what happens is like we basically keep track of we have a counter that keeps track of the history. How many times have you messaged the bot? Because as your history grows, we don't want to get it so big that ChatGPT can't handle the input. So that's what we're trying to, that's one of the reasons why we try to shrink the prompt down, because we're sending this giant payload of data. And if it gets too big, ChatGPT starts getting confused. Again, ChatGPT is a toddler with a handgun. So there you go. It's like you're just shoveling too much.
I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
I
So
fucked it up.
we increment the chat count. If we get over 15 chats, we clear the chat history. And what we do is we basically clear that out. And then we come back over here and we say, okay, now we go to this step. If the chat history is not empty, we increment the chat history or we add to the chat history. So basically I say the chat history starts with the user's input. If we increment the chat history, I'm saying take the chat history is equal to the chat history plus the message body, and I pipe delimit it. So it literally is like Joe says, hi, the bot says, how you doing? You say, I need help. The bot says, what can I help with? And so it's like this giant string of stuff. Right. And so there it's actually doing like this pipe delimited chat history. Then we basically take it and we say, here's this big fat prompt. And oh, by the way, here is the chat history. So ChatGPT does its work. It does what it needs to do. It comes back. We say, okay, now add the chatbot's response to the history. So we know what the chatbot said. Then we send it out and go, there's your chatbot response. There you go. No zaps needed. And then at the end of this, we add it to the GPT transcript workflow, which when we come over here, and I turn this off for some reason, I don't know why I did, it should be published. But basically we wait an hour, and then we come down here and we clear out the history and we remove the no bot tag. So it gives the owner of the location an hour to basically handle everything and get them booked and answer anything. So like, let's say, like, and this happened one time when I built a chatbot for somebody for a company, and they had it doing tips and tricks and all kinds of stuff and cool things. That was way back in MiniChat and Chat Fuel days. And then one day somebody comes into the bot and says, I'm going to kill myself. Well, they freak out because they're like, holy shit, what do? We don't know where this person is, what's going on. This person all of a sudden is telling about offing themselves to our bot. And so they wanted to like, we got to fix this so that we can actually like alert somebody, and then somebody can give them the suicide hotline and handle this weird conversation to happen. 1,000,000 to 1 edge case scenario. Somebody comes into your bot and says they're going to kill themselves, but they wanted to handle it. So we added that flow in there. So if you come in like, I'm feeling depressed and I really think I'm going to kill myself, it's like, it goes, hold on, here's the suicide hotline. Somebody's going to be coming, and we'll like send an email to somebody so they can actually get on the bot and, you know, chat them off the cliff or whatever. So, you know, it's like, that's, if that's what that tag does. So if like I'm chatting Jay's plumber bot and I'm talking about stuff, and or I start getting like really abusive or something like that, you can add that tag and you're like, hey, this is Jay, calm down, you know, and then later on it like the tag gets removed and then the bot goes back to normal for that conversation. So there's our chat bot right there. That's what it is. We actually have it like, there's a bigger version and a more robust version in the easy wins. And of course, I'm going to be adding in the new prompt that does qualification questions and everything as well. So the qualification questions, you can say like, I wouldn't ask more than say like 4 questions. And just like with Samir, with the realtor, like, you know, what's your budget? What's your time frame? Do you rent or own? And tell me about your dream house. And that lets somebody just go and say whatever they want. And then the bot can go, oh, that sounds beautiful. Looks like you should book an appointment with me. Here's a calendar link. And then, by the way, I need your email and phone numbers in case I need to reach out to you. So that way you can
put that in the prompt.
What's that?
That the 4 question.
What about it?
You put it in the prompt and the other.
No, all the like the FAQ, the services that you offer, and the qualification questions are all custom values. So the prompt, you don't edit the prompt unless like, let's say if it was like, let's say the like, if you were setting up something like an addiction center, like a detox center, you might want to adjust the bot tone and adjust some of the bot stuff. So it's like more HIPAA compliant or something like that. But the custom values are going to stay the same. For most intents and purposes, this bot will do what we need for Jay's customers, for your customers, for Samir's customers, and Dwayne's customers, because we're all kind of in those similar niches. We're not anything really weird.
So don't touch the prompt. Leave the prompt alone.
You leave the prompt alone, and then you fill out the custom values. Yeah. Okay.
Now I know.
You messed with the prompt, didn't you?
I messed with the prompt big time.
Well, that's what you did. So it's your fault, dude. If you break my code, I'm not responsible for you breaking my code.
I didn't know I was not supposed to touch it. It's like, yeah, I see a pretty thing.
You never got taught. You never got taught to just don't touch it.
I get in trouble every time too.
Stop touching it. For God's sakes. You're gonna go blind. Peace.
Okay. Question. Those 2 workflow, when you when is it you send the, hey, Zapier, grab this data? When you send the data to Zapier?
There is no Zap.
What do you mean?
Oh my God, we're gonna have to go through this all over again. All right, hold on. All right, Joe. I'm gonna talk real slow now. Right here.
I see that right there.
Yeah, that's it. It's a chat GPT. It's an internal high-level chat GPT prompt.
Oh no, but what if we want to use not high level but external? Like,
if you want to use Zaps, then you just use Zaps. Then instead of this, you would do a webhook. But then when you get the response, you'd have to set the response to a custom field.
Okay, I get it.
And then send it.
So just leave it.
This is so we don't have to integrate Pabbly or Make or Zap or anything else. You can do it right inside HighLevel.
Go to high-level settings. Just go high-level settings for me, just for the fun of it. Let's go to AI, conversational AI.
Oh,
No, conversation AI.
okay. Well, for an example, like here, this is like the FAQ. Like
Yeah.
I actually had ChatGPT give me some frequently asked questions for dentists, because this is the persona of this tutorial bot is a dentist, right? So I have my services. I do sedation, dentistry, pediatric, teeth whitening, root canals, tooth extractions, etc. And you don't have to put all of them in here because they get the idea. And then the qualifying questions, I do Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4.
Oh,
And that's what the bot
crap.
asks you.
crap.
And you just put those values in there on a per customer basis. This is like,
Okay.
you fill out
I
all the
can go
custom
now.
values, and then the bot knows what's going on.
Okay, go to conversation AI on the left-hand side navigation, please.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have that off, and you
Uh-huh.
don't have anything filled out right there. No conversation.
Yeah,
flow,
I have nothing.
nothing.
I have nothing filled out. Right.
You got
So
blank,
here,
blanky,
like, and now
blanky.
this bot will actually basically pick a calendar. It will ask below the information below. The AI will ask below information before sharing the booking link to the contact. So, okay, so you would say, like, here's a question, do you, sell gluten-free products?
I
And then,
maybe I had double question now.
yeah, oh, these are I think these are qualifying questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think it has to be suggestive. I don't know if you leave
Right.
it off or suggestive.
so there you go. So it follows these questions. So there it is. So it's like, do you do this? Do you do this? Do this? And of course, their example again is like 3 questions. You don't want to ask, put somebody through like 10, 15 questions, because then your prompt is going to be huge. The bot's going to lose track of what's going on, and you're going to have an angry person who won't book anything. You just want to do just enough to qualify somebody, right? So, so that
Do
would
you
be
have
it.
money? How
Yeah,
much
do you
money do
have
you
money?
have? Can you
So-
pay now?
Yeah. And so then here you can add your, like, here's your question, here's your answer. So that's the same kind of thing. And I built this prompt, and then they came out with these updates. I don't want to say that Highlevel copied me, but it seems like they copied me.
Okay, so I can either put it in custom value or just put it here. Same thing.
No, you don't know, because you can use Highlevel's conversation AI at 5 cents a hit, or you can use like my bot prompt with Pabbly and Zapier or whatever else you want, or you can use it at half that on, like, with a standard GPT action.
Wait, but I mean, like the flow you have, we're using 5 cents a pop, right?
This conversation AI is 5 cents a pop. Over here in the workflow, that's 3 cents. Not that I care about 2 cents, but if you're getting a bunch of leads and you're having 15, 20 back and forths before you book an appointment, it will eventually start adding up. But I mean, really, if you get an appointment for $1, who
Okay.
cares, right?
So I get it. Okay, so this, because you threw in Pabbly and all that stuff, because this is a simple bot using Highlevel ChatGPT. There's 2 levels. There's just use it within the workflow, and then there's the upgrade one that you say suggestive, where you can put all the stuff. You don't really need that. Just put it in your
You don't
value.
need this. Yeah, you don't need this one. If you're going to use one, you don't use them all at the same time.
Okay, I didn't know. Now I know.
Yeah. So, and right now, from what it looks like, and also the version that they have now, and they will have it where it's automated. Right now, all of this stuff is just suggestive. So when somebody puts in a comment, it just gives you like what it should say, and then you can click yes and then send it. So it's still basically manual. It's just giving you like what you should say. So that's coming. They're going to be getting that. That's coming out here pretty quick, but not right now. Mine does it all automated.
Okay, so automatic booking,
it doesn't ask for permission.
Okay, automatic booking. Does it look for the time available?
Nope. My booking bot does not do automatic booking. It doesn't sit there and go, what's a good time for you? And you go Tuesday at 10:30, and they go, nah, that won't work. How about Wednesday at 3? And you go back and forth. No, you get a link, you click the link, you should be pre-populated with the trigger link. And then what happens is that when that trigger link, it's going to have your name, email, and phone number pre-populated, and you pick a time, you click confirm, and you're booked. You're not going back and forth over text messages.
Went too
about
fast.
it.
Where did you put the trigger link?
It's going to be in the booking link. Here, see, look, booking link. It's all custom
Yeah,
values,
that's just
dude.
a hyperlink. It's not a trigger link.
Well, it's not a trigger link. You could still, if you wanted to edit, the automation, you could come back here like this. Let's go over here. And we have the booking link that goes to a calendar, but you could have come over here and instead of the booking link, where's the darn thing? You would have to edit, let's see, where's the stupid
But
booking link?
you told us not to edit it.
Well, you can, oh my God.
You see why I don't come in? I bug the shit out of you.
I know. There you go.
You
The
know what
booking-
happened to
the
my
booking link would
kindergarten
be the
teacher?
booking link would be here, and you say go like this, and you go. You know what? They don't actually use a trigger link in here, so never mind. Use the booking link.
The
Just use
beard's
the book-
going,
yeah.
I'm coming back every time. This is fun.
So just use the booking link. There you go. You're good.
Okay, I'm gonna go back in, edit, and
Oh
make
my
it
God.
clean and run it. Add
Go back in
multi-channel.
and break the bot, and go come back and complain about it.
I'm not complaining. I'm
Yeah.
nagging. It's a difference.
Sure.
Pat, did you manage to make that the Google review imports we saw the other day?
Oh, you mean the automated sales page thing?
Yeah.
I did. It's still in progress. I've had a lot of various support things, and then I've been like up to my eyeballs in building out
Okay.
blogs and discovering a whole level of bugs on the high level blog side of things, and then building
No
out
one talked about.
building out like prompts for creating like SEO articles, and then
SEO
also
article.
for
Are
like
you
doing-
using RSS too?
You have right now, if you want to use valid RSS, you have to grab all of your links and then manually add them to your sitemap so they actually get pulled in by Google. Because if you use the RSS link that HighLevel gives you, it's not, first off, it won't pass W3C validation. So it's basically like malformed RSS content. And then that uses their weird little RSS-link.com or something like that for their link feed. And if you add that to your Google Search Console, it gets rejected because it's not coming from the domain where the blog is. So they have that's a bad, nasty bug. And there's already ideas in the idea system for fixing that. So the only way to really do it is to take all your blog posts and add them in the XML, sitemap XML manually,
Okay.
which I'm doing. I only have like 90 articles to do, so. But they are getting it.
That sounded like fun. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's wonderful, wonderful fun. So but they are getting indexed. Like Google's actually pulling in and saying, okay, yeah, this is an okay link.
Is
So-
this high level website or is it high level?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing WordPress. I didn't want to have to worry about building a WordPress site and a whole bunch of other stuff because this is a very specialized site.
Do you
And
mind sharing?
I'm
what
not really
your-
that concerned about. I'm more concerned about like if you search for the site and you search for the company name, then it's going to pull up information, like specific searches are going to pull up that information. I'm not really so much worried about that blog post ranking number one. It just has to show up if I search for that company name.
So you want to make sure if somebody search sexy nagging person, then you coming up.
Correct.
That's perfect.
Pat, did you submit a request? What's that page that they have for GoHighLevel to suggest featuring?
Oh, the
stuff?
ideas? Yeah.
Did you submit that to about the RSS thing for them to fix
Yep.
that?
Oh yeah, I did. I filled out a ticket too. So,
Okay, where do I find that? I want
should be an
to thumb up
ideas.
it.
Like look
Where is
for
it?
high level ideas, and I think I can't remember what link it is, but yeah, upvote that sucker because
Yeah.
their RSS, like you can add the RSS feed and it's great, but it's malformed. And like I said, if Google doesn't read it and Google rejects it, then
Yeah.
what good is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like they made it just so you can They can say
Yeah,
that.
it's like,
You
oh
know,
yeah,
it's-
we
it's
phoned
kinda
it in
like
on
the
blogs.
conversion API. It only the conversion API. You guys just don't fuck with it. Okay, I mean, just don't even for the new conversion API that they have
Mhm.
for lead forms. That's the only thing it works for. Like, what the hell Facebook gave you the lead? They know it convert. And high level, you have to jump all through these hoops and get it back to them. Hey guys, thanks. That's the only thing that I went through with the sales team, and the sales team, well, we don't want to give you other data. Why not?
I got the conversion API working on my stuff for schedule. So you just have to make sure you.
Yeah, it works for schedule. It works, but it has to be specific. But it will not work for bot.
Well, no.
Like if the bot works, no attribution data.
Well, correct. Right.
Yeah, like if you go through chatbot or text or email or something, and they click on it, it won't show up. The only way it will show is if that attribution data comes straight from the source, like from Facebook. That's the only
Right.
way they show it. Otherwise,
Well,
it
if
doesn't work.
if I have somebody that clicks, like, so I've had some people click on my ad and then they go to the website, and instead of booking a call, they basically
It's from
like
your pixel.
Well, you're right, but they'll they come in off the ad. So I've got all the the FB click ID. I've got all the UTM tags and everything else. So they come in off that, and then if they message me through the web chat, then I push them like, hey, here's the link. You know, you can book, and if they book, it still will trigger it. Now, if I book them, if I say, because the conversion API for schedule will only trigger if it's customer booked themselves.
Correct.
So, which didn't used to be the case. I had a couple of appointments come in. I was like, why isn't the pixel firing? And then I went back to the documentation again, and it had been updated for, this only triggers when customer books themselves. So I was like, oh,
Correct. Not just not calendar change. It's customer booked.
right.
And but that data is not passed. Is it passed like from the email and from the text? Like if the customer booked themselves?
Well, if I send them a link and they go back to the booking page, then yeah. Because they still have the cookie, they got the Facebook click ID and everything else, and they came in and
I'm
captured it.
trying to tell you that they don't show that. I looked at it, it was missing.
I'm getting it showing up.
For conversion
me.
API?
What's that?
Conversion API or pixel?
Conversion API.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm glad if I'm
Well, it
wrong.
won't be the first time.
No, it
All right.
won't be the last time either.
I'm
Hey, Pat, I voted up your link there. So now we have 2 votes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay.
I did too. I did too.
Oh, good.
There.
All right, now we're at 3.
Yep. Fantastic.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm really dismayed by trying to
they
rank,
could
rank a
make,
GoHighLevel site. And that's one big reason right there.
they could make it like, I mean, it does, like, really WordPress is being like so SEO friendly isn't the fact that it's just WordPress. It's that the code is done properly. The code renders properly. Like the H1 tags, the H2 tags, etc. Like one thing I noticed, like in Highlevel, if you have, let's say, like you drop in a headline and you type something and then you hit the enter key to go to a new line, it creates separate H1 tags instead of H1 tag with a break in it. So it's not one H1 tag. It's just like separate H1 tags. And it's like, why are you doing that? That's the dumbest thing. Like they could clean their code up so much more because they have site speed. And you have all these other options where you could add your metadata. They need to add something like schema. So you could add schema on a page because the metadata is there. Why don't you have a schema option? So have schema in there and then have the RSS feed be properly done as well. And then you could even have something else like when you create a blog post, why is it not like pinging Google and saying, like, hey, guess what? I just have a brand new content that shows up. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't.
mean, these are,
I would
those
not-
are-
I would
those
not-
are like the basics of WordPress. Like that's really
Yeah.
what makes WordPress SEO.
I
There's
wouldn't advocate-
nothing else to it.
I wouldn't advocate that they build in schema though,
Why not?
because I don't like any of the prefab schema building plugins for WordPress even.
I think he's the troublemaker. No,
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. Like you
All
should
the other
just-
stuff is
you could-
valid though.
You could override it, like just, I mean, you could put
Yeah.
a code block in the page, like here's your schema, you know.
Right. Totally. That would be good. That would be ideal.
Yeah. But I mean, there's like really like this WordPress being so SEO friendly is really not a secret or any kind of mystery. It's just good, well done code, well formatted code.
Well, it's well done. It's well done.
Also get hacked so easy.
It's well done code with SEO in mind. I mean, that's all the errors you just said kind of belay the ignorance of the coder that hitting that hard tag matters.
I think part of it is like when they also do these updates, they'll do these weird updates and like they try to do like optimize your code or something. And they had something where like they were optimizing like JavaScript code. They were shrinking, they were compressing code in pages, but when they did it, they stripped it all out. Like they basically stripped out all the comments. And so when I had lines like single line comments in my JavaScript and stuff, like all they did was take out all the carriage returns and stuff. And so it compressed the code, but it left comments in place. And so it was breaking things because it was literally commenting everything. And it's like, why would you, like, if you don't know how to do this stuff, don't do it and put it in production. You've got it. Like there's quality control stuff. And I think they have some issues with quality control.
Uh-oh.
So it's just once in a while that happens and you have to throw a fit and then they go, oh shit, sorry. And they'll reverse it. So
Yeah, fortunately there's a lot of us that can chime in.
yeah. Well,
Which is
you know,
good.
when stuff like that,
That's
when
good.
stuff like that breaks, and
Yeah.
then Sean
Yeah.
Sean messages me like, hey, what can you show me an example? Like, yeah, and I'll cut a loom like, this is why you people need to test your crap. And you're like, okay,
Oh.
sorry, we'll fix it.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's just an example that the bad stuff filters to the right people to get it fixed.
Oh, for sure. Yep, 100%.
Google for years has had this thing in their Google My Business profile. And it's, when you fill out one, they have a list of things they do the whole gamification thing. Hey, complete your profile. You're at 0 out of 15 or whatever,
Oh yeah.
And they have a thing where you can replace your logo right there. And it's been there for like 6 years now.
Oh god.
How many people have just been clicking the thing trying to look it up?
Yeah. you're never at
And that's
100%
Google.
on your profile. Yeah, of course. It's a feature.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Higgins?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Long time no chat.
Yeah. I've been
Let me see.
I'm late coming on because I was watching the new episode of Hijacked. If you have any of you watched Hijacked?
No.
And Apple
Oh my
TV.
gosh, it's on Apple TV. You
Oh,
talk
there you
about
go.
a
See, Apple
killer TV series.
TV.
That's
Hijack.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, it is a phenomenal TV series.
Dude, I like his Luther series was amazing.
Oh, this is one of the best I've seen him in.
Oh, okay.
It is very suspenseful. Yeah, you just definitely need to check. If you have Apple TV,
Well, which
you
I
need
don't.
to check it out.
Charles,
You know what?
is it Die Hard level?
Just use
Is it
coding.
Die Hard.
Totally different than Die Hard. I wouldn't compare it to Die Hard. Two totally different. It's not action packed as it is suspense and
Okay.
yeah, it keeps you hooked in. So it's
How many
what
episodes?
could be.
Do you know?
They're up to, I think this is a brand new show, so
It's all one single hijacking episode event, right?
for right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. But right now it is up to,
Well,
I want to say episode 4.
we could probably figure out by figuring out where they're flying to, like how many hours in the air are they going to be, right? Let's see if they're in the air for 9 hours. It's probably a 9-hour episode, a 9 episode.
6. So they're on the upcoming one, August 2nd, is episode 7. So,
Mm.
but yeah,
Hey, Charles, I wanted to thank you for you sharing your business model those many weeks ago, because I've been doing my first partnership tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
How many people did you onboard this week so far, Charles?
So I've got I'm not sure yet. I've had
You can't count. That's how many you don't. I have so
Well,
many. I just don't know.
I partnered with a business strategist out of Canada. And she is working with a franchise company that does brand, I don't even know what you call it. It's the people that, so think you're like Lay's potato chips, okay, before it was big and famous. So there's all these different products and food products and whatever that need to get into stores. And what they do is they hire brand agencies basically to go in, make sure that their product is in the space that it's supposed to be, that it's being displayed appropriately, and then they drop off samples or do samples in store. So that's the company. But they're a franchise model. So this business strategist, we had our third call today, trying to work out the details of how we can onboard that franchise into Pinnacle. So could be, they're across Canada and the US. So could be a lot.
That's
So,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
basically
about.
we'll roll it out to probably 3 to 5 to begin with, and then once we perfect the snapshot, then we can roll it out to all the others easily.
My only request is save some of those businesses for the rest of us.
It's all done through partnerships. I don't go finding these people, they just get brought to me. You know, and that's the nice part about finding your golden goose. You know, you find the people that are, instead of chasing customers, chase partnerships.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They can bring customers to, they already have your customers.
Well, I've got a couple that I'm actually talking to, and like giving them the snapshot, like giving them their location, got them through their onboarding, and so they're excited. Like one guy's, he's just so busy, but he's like, man, I got to get these 10 people. I got to send them to you. We got to get them on board. And, you know, it's like any day. So I keep checking in. Hey, how you doing? How's those customers coming along? Let's get them on board, man. Let's get them start making money.
Yeah.
But he's got, he's got like 40 something clients. And so he's excited about bringing them on. And I am too, because that's a decent chunk of change, man. So, you know, but it just takes some time to get some of these guys to move.
It does. Well, and after you do it for a while, I mean, you've got that working in several different paths. So as you're waiting on one, you've got others coming on, and it ends up being kind of a regular steady stream for the most part. And you'll still have slow moments. I mean, that's going to happen no matter what your, to market strategy is. If you've got
the recurring, I'll take some slow moments,
Yeah. So I just had a guy sign up this week. He runs a marketing agency, and he's doing, his big thing is he does text message marketing for his clients. And so he's going to be using the platform to the tune of like 60,000 text messages a month.
Holy cow.
Across several sub accounts.
Man, yeah, I was going to say, like, I hope he gets the A2P going. Has anybody else had problems where you're getting the Twilio 30006 error where it's just like denied by the carrier?
I haven't.
I've got a client that, like, we're just doing regular texting, and out of nowhere, all of a sudden we're getting this 3006, which isn't spam. It's just not being delivered.
I will tell you a funny, so one of my clients, and he's been with me for 2 years now. So yesterday he messaged me, and so he sent me this. Well, first let me see here.
Wait, did it say it might be related to
he said can't say joint LOL. Now he is in automotive. Okay.
Oh wow. Yeah. So if you got
he
a ball
sent-
joint or anything else.
yeah, so he's in automotive. And so the message, of course, you got the warning,
Hey.
Confirm sending message.
What's wrong
your
with
SMS.
Shaft? That's a great movie.
So his message was, oh, okay, I don't see your wife on the loan. It doesn't report as a joint loan.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so it cautioned him on sending the message, which he thought it was hilarious.
That is-
It's like, what?
well-
I can't even say joint.
So, but the thing is, so it's
You know.
like cannabis, CBD, like, I mean, even if he was, there shouldn't be any restrictions on those. Cause I think like,
Oh, absolutely, there will be.
well,
Actually-
really for texting?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually got one better than that. So I live near a city of Norco, and you're not allowed to say Norco on any text messages because they're relating that to
Trademark.
drugs. Well, they're thinking it's
Oh, really?
drugs,
Oh, then
Yeah,
it's
the
like
narco.
narco.
Because of what?
but it's a city. So how can you, here's my address. And then you gotta say it different, spell it out. So it's crazy.
Wow. That is.
Yeah,
What was the
it's,
reason why you can't send it?
You
So
for me,
there's
they're not allowed to say the
rules with
Norco.
Twilio. Yeah, so
No, for his city.
Yeah,
because
you're not-
it's associated with
It's a drug.
paraphernalia and
Mhm.
drugs.
Oh, okay.
So the thing, like with Twilio, and people, I've seen people ask, well, why can I send it on my cell phone and not through this? Well, that's because your cell phone messages aren't filtered by the FTC.
Sure. Right.
Twilio is filtered by the FTC. They comply with all FTC guidelines.
Okay. Cause I was.
So that's why those words are filtered. It's not that you can send them, but they're warning you that, hey, the
Just in
FTC is
case.
in here and they will jump on you if you don't,
Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, I
Uh-uh.
imagine if you're, like, hey, get a kilo of weed, and
right. Well, they can't
that's where
detect
they-
context. So that's why they
Right,
block
of course, yeah.
keywords.
yeah.
And they won't block them unless you'll get flagged. And basically, if you keep using those words, eventually you will be blocked at Twilio's level.
wonder
Not necessarily
if
at the
they can-
carrier level, but at Twilio's level, they'll say, okay, they keep messaging
Well, I mean,
all
if
these
you-
different
if you
keywords,
have
we're
like
gonna
a
go ahead and
joint,
block
a
'em.
joint owner or a joint loan or a joint, like a, whatever, that sort of thing. It's like, listen, I'm in the loan business. I
Well,
have
and
to
you can
use
click
this
so,
word.
yeah, you can. What they're going to do is they're going to look at not just you using joint over and over, but are you also getting flagged on joint, and then you're getting flagged on another keyword that's in the same grouping, and so
matching,
then they say, okay,
kind of like fuzzy matching then.
kind of, yeah,
Okay.
because they can't look at the context because that's actually they can't read the message. They can
Sure.
only read individual words because that
Right.
breaks privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't read the message as a whole, so they can't determine intent. Like with him, it said joint loan. Well, the system can't look at the whole message. It can only look at the individual words within
Right.
the message.
Yeah. They need some
to
chat
comply
GPT
with
going on back
privacy. So yeah, it's
there.
we had
Has
to deal with
anybody
this in
figured-
automotive. So
Has
I
anybody
got a
figured
quick
out
request.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I wanted to check,
Uh,
like, has anybody figured out a way where I'm in Australia, I don't have US entity, I still want to send SMS. What is the way out on that?
you can
And
do
I
it
don't
right
even
through
have L.
Trust Center. So they remapped the Trust Center to comply with out of country businesses that want to be able to still opt into the A2P for that very reason. That was released what, a week or two ago, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think so. Yeah, I was doing some A2P and I went in the next day and something like everything had changed. I'm like, oh shoot, okay, yeah. So
But they need EIN number and
No,
all
they
of
don't.
that, right?
No,
No,
not anymore.
no,
no.
you can do
It all
you can
depends
do,
on
sole proprietor now.
yeah.
Okay, I'll check that.
So
Thank
as
you.
long as you have your local, so if you're in Australia, you need to make sure that your sub account is Australia.
Oh,
So make sure
okay.
in your
Yep.
business profile that is geared to Australia, because what you have in your business profile helps the Trust Center indicate which path you need to take.
Mhm.
Right.
So they're using, okay, do they have sole proprietor marked? Or which country are they in? Do they have LLC? Which country are they in? And then when you go into, you don't need to do the brand registration. Okay. You only need to do the upper left box. Now, you don't have to do the brand registration because that's actually the first part of the A2P now. They've put it all into one instead of applying for your brand, then going into a separate place and applying for your A2P. It's all done in one place. But based on what you put as your business type and the country that sub account is set under, that's going to determine how the trust center interacts with you. So, but they
Right.
did make an update. I'll try to find the link. I think they put a help doc out on it for countries outside of the US that still want to register for A2P to make sure that for whatever reason that they're not getting blocked, even though they technically shouldn't be because it's not a US number. Yeah. So you would just do the start registration.
And
There you
say
go. No,
you say,
the
"No,
business
I
I'm
don't have a
registering
tax ID."
does not have a tax ID.
Correct.
I can't select anything.
Only business with valid US and Canada. Wait, hold on. Go back. Hover over that. Hover over that again. Only businesses
Or
with
low
valid
too.
US and Canada addresses.
There was a way that they
Huh.
updated that. I know they updated it.
Well, go back to your your business profile, Samir. And let's look at what your address knowing. So
I guess I may not have the authorized representative here.
oh
Does
yeah,
that
you
affect?
need to put in that. You need to pick all that information needs to be filled out before you can do anything else. So don't put your phone number or anything in there, but yeah, like all like business
Let's
information.
see.
You want to say like where the business operates, and you want to say oh, they only have like business regions of operations.
So
So-
here's
There you go, Australia.
there you go.
Yep. So once you fill all this out, then you can go ahead and you can go through the whole trust center.
All right. Okay. Okay. That helps.
So, yep. But you'll have to,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you'll have to fill out like make sure that every field has something in it and it's all valid, and then that way you're good to go.
I just
Okay,
put
cool.
the change log in the chat for non-US countries A2P registration.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's some good info.
Perfect. Thank you. That helps helpful. Because I read in one of the like in GoHighLevel, people are going for toll-free numbers for that, but I don't know if that's the hack for it. I don't know.
Personally, I wouldn't do that because if I got a text number if I got a text from an 800 number, I already know that is not one I want to respond to. I don't even care what's in the message.
Mhm.
I know it's a marketing message. Like that screams, you might as well hold up a billboard saying, hey, we're marketing to you. Do you want to sign up for some junk?
Today, a very, very surprising thing happened. Totally off the topic, but I just want to share. And this is how people are now hacking Facebook accounts. This lady, I don't know, it's a lady or who. I just got a message. So she basically friended me in 2020.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And she just waved and I said hi and hi. And then after 2020, she messaged me today. Hello, hi, how are you? I thought she must be one of the friend in India. So I started interacting with her. Sorry, I'm disturbing you. And then she said, I'm contesting for a project to get a blue mark on my Facebook account. I need 20 people to help me receive a code. I was like, what code? And then what's raised my suspicion is your Yahoo mail, because Facebook is the only account I use for Yahoo. Everything else is different one. I was like, how do you know I use Yahoo? And she's like, I sent you because I just sent you a code. And actually, when I received the code, it clearly says this is a recovery request, and to reset your password, give this code. I was like, send me the, and then I gave her any bullshit code. She's like, send me. I was like, scammer, get the fuck out. And she just stopped. I was like, wow, this is next level of scam.
I end up blocking so many people who want to like add me to group chats and all kinds of stuff like that. You wouldn't believe the amount of spam that comes into some of the groups.
And why I became more paranoid is I know how all this, I'm in cyber for a long time, but I'm part of the few Facebook agency groups. What they are doing is once they get into your account, they go to all the business managers and then they run ads for $15,000, $10,000 a day. And they've been doing it for multiple clients. And that is like a next level of scam.
Wait.
That's
So
going on.
they're in the group and they're saying they're doing it?
No. So I'm part of the agency group. Their accounts are getting hacked. And
Yeah.
since they run ads, so their clients' ads account,
The
they get
Meta-
into that and they run.
The Meta agency group?
No, I'm
that you
part
can
of
do?
other agencies.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, totally off the topic. But yeah, this is what, and 4-5 people mentioned that in the last 3 days. I was like, wow, that's a big level of scam going on.
There is, and they shut down my account.
That's another
for
story.
nothing.
Well,
Like,
you got to stop sharing your OnlyFans link. I mean,
it's
Yeah.
not, it's opossum, you know, I mean, I send nude opossum photos, okay? They're opossums.
Please don't share your OnlyFans link in the chat. Okay, just don't. It's yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, can we integrate OnlyFans too?
That's probably on the ideas board for high levels. My
Actually,
stepmom and my yeah.
That's an untapped market.
Yeah, I
It
think
is.
I'm gonna stay away from that market. I think I'm just gonna I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so
Yeah.
conversation flow, chat GPT, and your thing, I don't have a custom value for custom conversation flow. Do I just create one?
For chat, yeah, you just get the tutorial on the YouTube channel, and all the custom values are going to be there. The only one that's yeah, so it's all built in. The only one
Well,
that
I downloaded your snapshot, but it wasn't in the snapshot. I'm just saying.
well the custom values will be there for like the booking bot.
Yeah,
the
no.
only thing that you would need to add is if you were going to use the qualifying questions, you'd have to add that field, that custom value in the bot, but the rest of them are all in there. Booking links and all the other junk.
But is that in the prompt too? Does it know? I mean, do you have to tell?
It all renders inside the prompt. Like everything in the prompt is using custom values.
But it doesn't have conversation flow in the prompt, does it?
It does. It has chat history. Yep.
Well, I looked at it.
Because we can't, like, there's no way, like, the only thing I would love high level to do would be able to add like a memory token or something like that in the conversation. But there really is no way to add anything like that.
Didn't Pabbly come out and say they have some new memory token?
Pabbly's got something for it. Yeah, that will maintain, hey, here's the chat history kind of a thing. But yeah, high level doesn't. So it would be nice, but yeah. Like I'd need to modify my prompt a little bit just so it wouldn't have like all that stacked history, but really it's not that. Yeah, if you're doing it through high level and you want to maintain it inside high level and be able to like blow it out and like basically push it out to clients in bulk. Because I was actually chatting with a guy today who's got Dan Wardrop's AI booking bot thing, and I looked at those prompts that they put out, and they're not that great. They're just not that, like, to be honest, they're not as what they could be. And but I mean, people are out there selling that to customers, just the AI booking bot for like a big fat monthly check. It's like, all right, well, cool. I mean, I think there's a little more work than just like, oh, you get a booking bot. Like, well, you still have to get traffic to it. You got to be able to handle the traffic and like do it properly and get people to book and all that stuff and follow up and nurture. But people are selling AI booking bots for fat stacks.
I saw some other person posting some other Facebook from, I couldn't remember where it was, but it was interesting because it was basically a brag, a humble brag, they say, of
Mhm.
somebody saying they were selling, I don't know, maybe it was a cold email form or something, but they said they were, and they're basically just kind of just saying, oh man, we just mentioned we're selling AI, and man, they just closed like crazy.
Oh.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned that to me too. It was like, and it was in Uphex too or something.
It was an Uphex? Yeah, I can't remember. It was very unsophisticated digital agency kind of talk. I don't know. I closed an HVAC client last week and paying $3,500 a month for SEO, and rankings have moved one way or the other in the last 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and granted, credit to the business owner. He was sharp enough to. I mean, he wasn't watching it. He had somebody else managing the account in his in-house who just wasn't on the ball. And he was just like, hey man, I need accountability. I need to know that my leads are converting. I'm like, yes. Talking my language here. Good.
I chatted with probably 2 people this week on a call. I was like, well, and I was pitching them some of the stuff I'm doing. And he said, well, God, that's expensive. I said, well, we're going to get you these results. And, you're high ticket, you're a roofer, or, you're like a guy did like bathroom remodels. I was like, what's your average ticket? He's like, oh, like minimum 10 grand minimum. Most of the time it's 15, sometimes 20 and 30. I was like, okay, so my fee is nothing compared to getting one client. Like, you're going to pay for me 10 times over with
Right.
one client. Like, well, I've already got a guy. I'm already paying a guy for SEO. I'm paying him like $250 a month. And I just about spit out my coffee. I was like, shit, you ain't paying for nothing, dude.
You're not
paying
getting
for some
anything for
guy.
250.
You're paying for somebody to spam a bunch of links to backlink sites.
If
and
that.
like, yeah. And if that
If
is
that.
like, it's like, you know, I don't even know how to come back from that once somebody's like, well, I'm paying $200 for SEO. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God. Okay.
I mean,
I'll tell you though,
You're paying more for your cable bill than you are for your SEO for your business.
I'll tell you though, keep your hearts out for these businesses, because these scammers are getting more sophisticated with their pitches. They're sounding like us, because SEO is different though. SEO has always had this level of risk, but it was interesting because I was talking to them, and I can almost see their eyes glaze over when I said some things that and they were kind of like, man, our last guy told us this, and so yeah, it's a problem, man. Just be advocates for these guys, man. They're having staffing issues, they're having regulatory issues, changing markets, crappy economy, and they're getting preyed upon.
And again,
When we're getting what?
Preyed upon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And that's and that usually when I tell them that, like, because they're like, do you need to go and edit my site? You got to do this. You're like, listen, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm going to do this part, and these things are going to happen. We're going to be able to track those leads and all that stuff. You're going to be able to like get the reviews automatically and all that stuff. I won't need to edit your website. You don't have to pay me for months and months and months hoping that you show up. I mean, you're gonna pay when we start getting you the results. Like, you start seeing things happen. That's when you're gonna pay me. And and I'm gonna throw in my automatic reviews and everything else. And that's like basically like no contract. You cancel anytime. You get mad, you cancel. That's fine. We'll be friends. And you just gotta, like, if you're more matter of fact with them, like you can sign up. You don't have to sign up. That's fine. I would love to have you sign up. I'd love to sell you all the features, but you only need these. I'm only going to sell you these. So I think it's just in a matter of, like, if you're just matter of fact with them and just as brutally honest as possible, then that's always going to be that. I think they appreciate that a whole lot more.
Well, guys, the algorithms for Google really swung in last quarter of 22 to really feature review activity, but kind of all kinds of activity in a Google business profile. So if you think about this, guys, if you use your database reactivations with that in mind, it's kind of a social engineering play, but it's looking at a Google My Business link as chance to use Google's spying on them to your advantage, right? So, the fact that your tool responds to the reviews and social posts, you're kind of creating this feedback loop of activity.
Yeah.
And so, just feel good about that you can really impact somebody's rankings by doing that thing. You can't sell yourself as an SEO professional.
Well, no,
but you can't.
I'm no Jay
Yeah.
Turner.
Yeah, but well, no, because then it just puts you in a different light because you don't ever because that's something that's an effect that can go away tomorrow.
Yeah, I think well when you mention SEO to anybody at all, they immediately are on their guard because they're used to somebody like pay me for 6 months and you might show up somewhere near page 1 and you might get a lead, maybe. As opposed to I'm going to set this up. And as soon as someone leaves you a review, you're going to get a response. And, then we post it to there, we post it there, we post the summary to your Google profile. Google sees all that activity and it's going to start, that. And you don't have a bunch of sites pointing back to you. You need Yext and you need citations. This is what they are. This is what's going to happen with them. It's not immediate, but I don't have to have access to your website and all the stuff. We're just going to make sure everything's the same. All the phone numbers, somebody texts you, your mobile phone is not going to be exposed. It's going to be your company phone number and it will respond if you're busy, that sort of stuff. And so like those things, they go, oh, okay. So you aren't this cheesy guys telling me that, I'm going to pay you a whole ton of money.
Well, you're handling all the things they need to iron out before they pay somebody for SEO.
Right.
I need help with this A2P. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Samir. Go ahead.
So I filled up the information. And Pat, you mentioned don't fill up the phone number, is it?
Oh, I was like, not on screen.
You need to put your real number, not your tracking number.
Here, right?
Yes, put a real number.
Yeah.
Whether it's your cell phone, your house.
Mobile, your mobile number.
A real phone number, not a tracking number.
Somebody picks it up and calls, then you need to be able to answer it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I updated that. Now, when I go to the Trust Center, just a second. Still, it is like that.
So here's the best thing to do for that.
So I filled in all the stuff, Victoria, blah, blah, blah,
Australia,
blah.
You get your thing. Put in your, you got to put in your legal business name as well.
Okay.
Like make sure every field has something in it. That's really the only way to do it. Normally it would tell you that you need to fill things out. It won't let you do it. It won't let you progress if you don't fill it out.
Okay. Business email. Pick a niche. Marketing and advertising. Okay, so now I've filled up everything. Now let me go and check the phone number. Still the same.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen. I'll show you how to fix this. Hold on, let me get my annotation tool here.
Is there a separate annotation tool? Okay. Yeah, no. This live chat.
Sorry, I'm being somewhat of a smart ass, but really that's the only thing that you're gonna have to open up a ticket.
Yeah, if you can't click it,
if you can't do what you need to do, you got to open up a ticket.
And don't bother going through the Zoom support. Just submit a ticket.
Yeah,
Zoom support is mostly clueless. So
yeah, it's a newbie stuff.
Yeah,
boy, that's true. And I got a question for you, Charles, after Samir's done. And I was on tech support, and they had no way to figure it out. Charles, I got a question. For your partners, I think this is so genius. you give them a free account, but you put them on your SaaS, right? That way they pay
Mhm.
they pay for their metered charges like
Absolutely.
right.
Mhm.
So how do you handle them not having to pay anything?
Coupons,
Coupon?
coupon.
But my
Yeah, so-
understanding, and I was on chat Zoom today, and they were saying, well, you can't do a coupon that's for every sub every month.
You
Well,
can't in high level.
you
You
can in Stripe.
can in Stripe.
Yep.
So as long as so all you need to do is give them a Stripe checkout page with a coupon that's created in Stripe on your existing SaaS product. That just rolls it back to 0. And you make the coupon good forever.
Gotcha.
So it discounts it to $0 forever.
Gotcha. Okay. And that'll import the new owner of the sub account and
Yeah.
I
The biggest
a little
thing
bit.
is if you can create whatever prices you want to, you can do whatever you want with coupons. If you're on SaaS mode, you just have to make sure that whatever you're doing is under one of the 3 primary products created by the SaaS configurator. If you do
Okay.
anything outside of that, it's not going to use the SaaS configurator to build the sub account, add the user, send them their login information. That's the most common mistake that I see. People will just go add a new product instead of adding a new price under the product that already exists from the
How do you
from the
change
SaaS
price?
configurator.
So are you saying you've got 3 choices on your SaaS configurator, pick one and designate it your partnership?
Well, it could be any of them. That doesn't so much matter. So let's say you have let's say you've got, let me do this. Hold on.
Or are you saying just create it in Stripe?
Okay, so you've got your SaaS configurator. Okay, you've got 3 plans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Okay, underneath this, you have prices. Okay, so you've got your monthly. You spread this out more.
Bless you.
So this is what the SaaS configurator automatically makes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we get that product. So you get a monthly and yearly price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now, what you can do is you can add your own price right here in Stripe. It's still under the same product. So when you create, let's say, you call this level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay. This is your standard monthly, standard
Yearly. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This, oh, come on now. Of course it's not gonna. So when you create a price in Stripe, you just want to make sure that you tie it under the product that was created by the SaaS configurator.
Okay.
You can have as many prices as you want.
Gotcha.
The
I think I get
key
you.
is that it has to be made under that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So, and then the other part of this is, so all you need to do is, so like if you want to use, say, this one as your special offer to your partners,
Right.
Okay. You can set that to whatever. You don't have to give them a free account. You can give them a discounted account. You don't have to give them a free one.
Mhm.
I don't always give away free ones, but you can create a checkout page for that.
Stripe
Okay.
checkout page, right?
A Stripe checkout page.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. Right.
So,
I'm picturing the Stripe interface now.
all you do is when you're
Remember
on when you're looking at you go to your products.
Mhm.
Okay. You click into the product, you'll see your product, and then you'll see all the different prices. To the right of that price, you will see a button that says create payment link.
Right. I've seen that before.
Okay. You create the payment link, and then you can set up the options for that payment or checkout page.
Okay.
Okay. So once you do that, you can even have it redirect instead of it having going to the Stripe. This is what I do because I need them to fill out onboarding information. So if I'm using a Stripe checkout, instead of having them go to a confirmation screen showing which it is what it does by default,
Mhm.
I say don't show a receipt or confirmation.
Show them-
Instead, redirect them to this URL.
Right.
And that
Okay.
URL is my onboarding funnel. So
Very
they
cool.
check out on Stripe, go straight into my onboarding funnel, just like any other client. And that way they still get that same experience. I get all the information I need, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
right. Very
But
cool.
since it's created underneath the SaaS configurator product,
Mhm.
it auto creates the account, sends them the login information, yada, yada, yada.
Excellent.
But yeah.
I got to wake up a little bit earlier in the morning tomorrow. Fix that. Thanks, Charles. No, that's great. I
Mhm.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, Charles. Thank you very much. Samir, you had something, an update in the chat?
So in the change log that Charles you mentioned, they've clearly said here in the change log, they're saying here, if the business does not have tax ID and does not possess a valid business address, they cannot proceed with brand registration. In this case, best alternative is toll-free number.
So they still don't have it for Australia.
If a
Or-
tax
or
ID
anywhere,
does
basically
not.
US and Canada.
Whoa. Go back. Does not possess a valid business address on you.
So in case you don't have tax ID, you have to have the address. So if you go back to this, if you go back to this A2P brand registration here, they are saying they need to have at least a valid address.
I gotcha. Okay. I just remember them talking about it.
I was able to do this business profile verification. I've done this right now, but I don't think so this will change anything for A2P.
Well,
This is just a business.
Are you using an Australian number or a US
Yes.
number?
I don't have any number at this moment. I wanting to start having US number, but I don't think so.
Then you will have to, if you want a US number, then you will have to go the 800 number route, but just use an Australian number.
Yeah, that will be the other
You can
option.
still
Then for
text anywhere in the world with
for
it.
Australian number, I have to do totally different process, which I'm
You
well
have to
aware.
do the regulatory bundle. Yep.
Yeah, I'm well aware about all that. I've done that. But yeah, A2P for US numbers may not work.
As long as you're not using a US number, you don't have to do A2P. If you're not texting from a US number, you don't have to do A2P.
No, but if I'm sending from Australia to US, I send a message to your mobile number, I still need A2P. Wait.
Nope.
But then
it's US to US.
So then people can spam then. That was the whole reason for like carriers to come up with this. So the spammers can now just buy international number.
So here's how I define this agency that is overseeing this. It is not a government agency, but it is very similar in many ways to a government agency. Do not try to make heads or tails of anything they're doing. And yes, it will be slow. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
They function very much like a government agency, even though they're not a government agency.
Wouldn't that
Take
not
all
be
the jokes that we've had for decades about government agencies, oh, it's close enough for government work. Well, there you go. That's A2P for you. Yeah, it's not a perfect system. And that's why they say this may get pushed out, because there's so many questions out there. There's so many like conditional use cases that, okay, does this fall under A2P? Does it not fall under A2P? Does anybody even have a clue how this should be addressed? So it's been pushed out before. It'll probably get pushed out again to some extent.
Let's see.
All right. Well, with that, we're an hour and a half into the chats. So been a long day. So, all right. Well, guys, good stuff tonight. Oh, you know what, Mike? Mike never piped up. Mike, what's going on?
Hi, Pat. I'm just here learning.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good. All right. Sounds good.
You guys are way above my my
Well,
head. So I'm
hopefully
just
we're
kinda-
providing some good content. We've had a lot of good
Always.
stuff to see.
as always. I appreciate you guys.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time. Is everybody like office hours like on Wednesdays, or what day is good? Because I had Monday was like crazy. I had to reschedule. So
If I have a vote, it's not on Wednesdays. I usually have family stuff on Wednesdays, but
okay. Yeah. I mean, I can do too.
and football season starts, so Monday's not good either. So how about Tuesdays, guys?
How about
we can probably do
Tuesdays?
Tuesdays.
Right, cool. Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
We'll start
Hey.
doing Tuesdays then. We'll start scheduling Tuesdays. Sounds good.
Tuesdays.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
Thank you, Pat. Hey,
All
thanks
right.
everyone.
Chat you guys later. See ya.
Thanks, Pat.